Yes, it was absolutely valuable. And it was so simple and easy, and things that we've probably heard in passing as singers. You know, it's you hear it from different places in your life, from choir, from theater, from wherever, if you're an artist, and you'd never really put it into practice because people tell you, but they don't help you put it into practice. They just tell you what you need to do. And so it was really nice to have Katie actually sit there and help us go through it, even when she wasn't working with just like yourself. Watching her work with someone else helped me figure out what I need to do different. Vocal fatigue, not being able to hit high notes, my range, and not being able to hold the notes, I'd say were my biggest frustrations. I mean, just filling up my gut with more air and not tucking for some reason, just thinking that like more air was gonna solve it, which wasn't the case. Tucking makes a huge difference. So does where you sing it. So does where you sing the notes in your face. It makes a difference. And I hadn't really tried that. I always felt like that was the wrong thing to do if I tried to sing it that way. We're busy. Everybody's busy. Everybody's lives are crazy. And you really have to want to work on yourself. Like, I don't practice nearly enough. I don't feel that I practiced enough even through this course. But that being said, even without practicing, I still notice changes and just implementing things I learned. You know, I could not practice for days and then like try to sing my song and do it way better without practicing, you know, just implementing the tiny tips and tricks. It's Katie Power. Anybody who's anybody in the competition world knows of Katie and knows of her abilities and knows the people that she's worked with. She's worked with some of literally the best singers in the world. So, I mean, makes sense to me. And she can sing. And she can also sing. I've had voice teachers that wanted to work with me before that couldn't sing, and that's always like, It's a combination of the tucking and a combination of the where to put the belt and even the mix, putting it all forward. I was just able to hold that note in this in All By Myself by Celine Dion in this big song that I couldn't ever hold before this class. Ever. No matter how many times I tried it, I tried whatever I could. I tried just filling my gut with all the air and like even like pulling back the volume, thinking that it would, because you know volume takes air. I would pull back volume thinking that it would make me be able to hold this note out, and it did not do that. Again, being able to hold notes. And high notes, I mean high, long notes, powerful belt notes. That's going to be a game changer for me, I think, in just my own personal singing career and also in the competition world. One of the weeks I submitted a video where I've held that note for the first time, and my face kind of said it all. Because I hadn't really practiced my song. I had done some warm-ups throughout the week, but I hadn't practiced my song until I went to record it, because again, it's the whole time commitment thing with me. Yeah, and I held that note and I was like shocked, because I didn't think I was gonna get it, right? I was just like, What? I think I went crazy. I was like very shocked and very excited and very happy. Like I said, it's a game changer. I'm like a broken record. The holding the notes thing, I mean, like, that's like my biggest takeaway, is being able to hold out a belt. And also another big takeaway though is knowing that singing nasally isn't necessarily wrong. I've been trying to not sing nasally my whole life because I'm naturally nasally sounding. You know, I've always felt like I sound like, you know, kind of like Paula Abdul, Lisa, you know, like kind of really up in here. And you know, Denise Williams, like just really up in here. And I thought it was wrong. I didn't like that. I've been trying to fight that my whole life, but realizing that I was probably doing it right. And I think what's hurting me is that I've been trying to fight that and not do that. Anybody that sings ever, even if you just sing for fun, folks that love to go out and sing karaoke every week, even if you don't ever want to do it professionally or in a competition setting, I mean, it can't hurt you to better protect your voice, even if you're just singing for fun. I mean, I would say you have to be willing to put in the work. You have to be willing to practice. You have to be willing to implement things that Katie teaches you, because if you don't, obviously it's not going to work, and then it's going to be a waste of money. But if you do, it's going to work, and it's going to be worth every penny. So put in the work. Implementing easy life-saving techniques. Not necessarily life-saving, voice-saving techniques. Tucking is like the most simple. It's hard. It's hard. Okay, it's not simple. It's hard to do, and it's hard to be conscious about it and continually remembering to do it throughout the entirety of the song, or speaking, or your whole life. You should be tucking every time sound comes out of your mouth. That's a hard thing to do because I'm a very lazy person naturally. I like to relax. I don't like to use my muscles in any sort of setting. So yeah, but like it's still such an easy thing. The tuck and the nasal thing, putting everything forward. I don't know. I would miss out on both those things. Beneficial. It's interesting to see other people's process and how they're going through it. And I think I've had a little more practice under my belt and a little more, you know, time playing with different techniques that Katie taught us. It's more, yeah, I'm just a lazy singer. But it was something I was able to implement relatively quickly because I had done it before, kind of. If that makes sense. Yes, I would be interested in having a conversation about that. You know, it's important because it's also something that I want to do with my life and my career. I want to be a singer. I'm also a teacher in theater. I teach theater, so I've definitely blown my voice out just teaching a 2-week summer camp. So even just talking, like even not in the singing world, I need to just remember to use my voice. Even now I feel like I'm not tucking. I'm really speaking down and like I'm not even speaking right. So yeah, obviously I could use it, and it's not so much that I need help learning new tips and tricks. It's more that I need help with accountability and remembering to implement everything that I learned. That's the hardest part.